Tally. I manifest. Own it, I see it, I got it, I get it, no question.
We're on the ISS doing a little spacewalk, and there's no stars, and there's literally no other satellites.
So the government just released this footage of a UFO landing at Area 51 and then jumping back up into space or wherever it was.
Tally. I manifest. Own it, I see it, I got it, I get it, no question.
Yo, what's good, and welcome back to another episode of J Tally Reacts, bringing you the highest vibrations on YouTube. I got a dope video lined up for you guys today. We're gonna do a deep dive into satellites, or is it satellites? Also, we're gonna do a dive into the space station, aka the fake station. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's real or fake, people. I'm just here showing thought-provoking clips. All right, it's up to you guys to do your own research. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you're notified of all my future content. Don't forget to like the video because that really helps out the algorithm. It helps people who may not see the video see the video. It helps YouTube push the algorithm out, and I appreciate it. So if you like the video at all, even a little bit, go ahead and smash that like button. At the end of this video, I'm going to show a special look at the live ISS space station that I recorded because there's a lot of glitches. There's something going on. It goes from night to day. Like, there's just a lot of glitches. I only watched it for like 20 minutes and something is definitely fishy. Other than that, let's jump right into the first clip. Here we go.
Have you guys ever seen this video of NASA exposing where the International Space Station is? Check this out.
And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
Next giant leap will also start right here in Houston, orbiting aboard the International Space Station, right here in Houston. This Houston? Yeah, that's right. Johnson Space
In Houston?
Center. Go down to Building 9, go to Street View, and go inside, and you'll see a mock-up of the International Space Station, but it's perfectly accurate
Busted.
down to every wire, and we're going to explore these rooms together. And I was walking through these rooms, and I started to notice that...
Now, you know, if you know me, you know I like to look at both sides of things. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's just a demo. That's a mock-up version, so they can practice when they're actually in the space station. And that is completely understandable. All I'm doing is, once again, showing you some clips you may not have seen. Do I think it's weird? A little bit. Not super weird, but a little bit. Here we go.
Of my peripherals, and I said, wait a minute, what? I've seen that before. Ah, there it is. I knew I'd seen that before, and whoa, a lot of magical things happen right here.
So I wanted to see if there was some validity to this. So I went on
He's
Google
way too
Earth,
excited
and I
about
typed in
that, though.
Johnson Space Center, right? And then I went to go look for Building 9. This is where they're keeping it. And you got to put it in the street view, all right? And then look at this, you guys. Look at that. Look at the camera. Does this look familiar? Does this look familiar, y'all? Oh, my goodness. Look at that, y'all. This is literally our childhood. Look at this. I went through it. Look at that, y'all. Look at the models, right? The dummies. Look at that, y'all. That's crazy.
That's cool that you can do
y'all.
that, though, for sure.
So, how do you explain this, you guys? Has all our lives been a lie? How do you explain this? Look at this, you guys. Y'all, this is crazy. This literally blows my mind. Even though I know this literally all a lie, but hey. But check this out, y'all. This is our childhood. You know, Bill Nye the Science Guy, all liars. What's it called? Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's crazy. Liars. Gatekeepers, you guys. Wow, that's crazy. I guess this is why they say, Houston, we have a problem. You can't make this shit up because they've been in Houston the whole time. Boy, that shit crazy, y'all. What is real anymore? What is real anymore, y'all? You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta do you. You really gotta do you.
It is weird that he said we're here in Houston, though, right?
Hey, wherever you are, where that land meets the ocean, there is an underwater cable there beneath the waves that connects you to the rest of the world. And it is these cables, they're about the size of a garden hose in most cases, that carry 95% of the world's digital data. Phone calls, emails, you name it. It's not satellites, it's not wireless magic. It is this stuff on your screen, a massive network that physically lashes together the continents of Earth and spans nearly 1 million miles in the process. And here's the really concerning part. These cables can break, just like cables on land. Sometimes it's just an act of life.
Yeah, if you guys aren't up on the cable thing, go look it up. Like, they literally drop this cable from ships, just like massive cables for miles and miles and miles. But does that mean there's no satellites? I wouldn't say that. We've seen satellites with our own eyes, but most of it is fiber optics and cables.
According to ChatGPT, there's well over 12,000 satellites orbiting our Earth currently. And you can track about 60% of them because they're Elon Musk's Starlink satellites. So you can track them all in real time. Perhaps there are a lot of aerial objects flying around in the upper atmosphere. But to say that there's 12,000 satellites when you can't even see any other satellites in this image,
Pause. I want to say something on that because, like, a lot of people have been saying this. Well, if they're in space, you can't see any of the satellites. Like, first of all, they're in low orbit. Now, I don't know the exact height low orbit is compared to where the space station is. A satellite is the size of like a SUV on average. I can't see any cars. Like, Earth is so massive. So let's say that this is real and this is a view from the International Space Station. Think about a car. Like, a car isn't going to be that big. But if I'm wrong and they're on the same exact level as these satellites would be, or close, you know, within a mile or two, then yes, you should see some of these satellites. But from the way they describe it, they make it seem like you should just see satellites zipping everywhere. So maybe, let me know in the comments if you know, because I really don't know. I don't know the exact height that the space station's at compared to the height that the satellites are at. But I feel like that's a stretch for him to say that you should be able to see all these satellites.
In this image, they're on the ISS doing a little spacewalk. And there's no stars, and there's literally no other satellites. But that thing that I just showed you, the animation with all the satellites, it literally shows that they're like completely flooding the skies. Wouldn't that like block out the sunlight to some extent? You just have to stop and think for yourself instead of just consuming information. You have to learn how to process information, not just mindlessly consume.
That's the only true thing he has said, in my opinion.
Think, folks. There's no stars, there's no satellites. This was for entertainment purposes only.
I've been trying to tell you guys, this is real. This is exactly how it goes. This is how it is behind these doors where you can't see. Now, of course, the videos are AI. I mean, do I even really need to say that? But this is exactly what's happening in all these closed room meetings. I told you guys about the Lockheed Martin insider I had that told me about a whole bunch of crazy stuff that was coming. The credits for these videos are at the top if you want to watch them yourself. So, I mean, you know, all the ballrooms, all the Bavarian balls, if you get what I'm saying. This is what it really looks like under all those masks that you see in there. You know those crazy masks they wear? Look, not everything is a human like you and I are. Did you ever think of what would happen on, you know, a certain island that I will not say? Well, I'm sure there are more than just humans there. Even, you know, go back to the pyramids, all these demonic things and these fallen angels that are receiving worship from mankind and objects for their rituals. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, the deal that the GOV made with this spiritual wickedness in high places is about to expire. It's not all holograms. If it were, the news wouldn't have said it was going to be. Catch my drift? Only one name can stop them. You know what that name is? Put in the comments.
So here's my thing on that. My take on that is, yes, he's right. The island will definitely have these entities, but I don't think they're appearing as you saw in that video with straight aliens, straight reptilians. I think from the research I've done, I think that these entities are a spiritual force. Just like an exorcism, right? I hate using the demon because I don't think they're demons. I do think they're separate than that. But I think they're able to inhabit someone's body. I think they're able to push your soul aside in your body and operate your body. And that's how I think they're going to these meetings. That's how I think they're going to the island if they went. That's how I think they're going to the Diddy party, because why wouldn't they? Aliens be getting freaky too. But realistically, I think that's how they maneuver in our world. I think they may even have to use some type of human body or even animal body. But let me know what you think. This is just my opinion. You guys need to do your own research. But this is what I've come up with. I think they're able to hop in your body and push your soul aside. And then once they do that, they maneuver through our world.
So the government just released this footage of a UFO landing at Area 51.
Yo, that's
and then
exactly what
jumping
Bob
back
Lazar
up
said
into
happened.
space or wherever it was at an extremely fast speed. Now, the strange thing is they just released this, put it up on the news, and was like basically like, just check this out. And people might say that that's fake, but it's not, because the government has already been doing this. They did this like way back in 2021 where they just started showing footage of UFOs flying in the sky, and they're like, yeah guys, basically these things are out here and you got to get prepared and get ready for once they start showing up more. So now they want you to know that this stuff is out there. They want you to know that there are UFOs in the sky, because I guess there's going to be a lot more of them popping up. And that's why Trump said that he is going to be releasing the alien files after all the Epstein files are released. And the government just bought aliens.gov.
And they bought alien.gov. They bought both of them. But what's crazy to me is, A, Bob Lazar was right about this the whole time, about these craft and how they maneuver. B, what he said as far as why are they releasing it now? That's a tough question. I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. Part of me thinks it's to keep us looking the other way, stop us from remembering the list, and stop us from remembering the war and the gas prices and all these things. But then also, I think it's a control mechanism. I think that they're going to do a false flag, do a big deception with UFOs and make these things out to be demons, right? Because they just had a meeting. The government literally just had a meeting with all the pastors and churches behind closed doors to speak about these demons. So that's my whole thing. It's like, I did a TikTok about it. Go follow me at JTally Reactions. But I did a TikTok about it, and my whole thing is this: why do they keep saying they're demons? Why do they want us to fear these things, right? And of course, our government always wants us in a state of fear. That's obvious. But they have the same technology and the same similarities as angels as well. What do you think? Are they angels? Are they demons? Or are they something else?
Going to be setting that up so that people know what all these different kinds of spaceships are. They're going to be flying above us probably in like the 2030s. So I just thought this was super interesting.
And it is super interesting. Super interesting.
So if you want to laugh, this is Starlink right here. I found it with my Nikon 1000. There are balloons holding up satellites. So when people tell me we're going to space, here's my response. Here's Elon Musk. Remember that? When he was talking about we're going to Mars with balloons?
That was only one satellite. I thought Elon Musk's satellite was like 15 or 20 satellites like hooked together. But as we know, NASA is the #1 buyer of helium. Why is that? Are all these satellites on balloons? We're about to get into that. Here we go.
And it landed in somebody's front yard.
Never know what's going to happen. This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard.
I knew that was somebody from the Midwest. They sound just like me. Part of it was caught in a tree, while another section got stuck in some of the power lines near Saginaw, Michigan over the weekend. Turns out it was part of a balloon system from Samsung that broadcast people selfies into space. Say what? Now the company says it was bringing the object back to Earth. But what happened was the weather conditions led to an early landing. Landing? Nobody's injured. That's one way to put it.
So I'm about to show you a lot of examples of satellites falling back to Earth. All of them have balloons attached to them. And all of them, like I said before, have a lot of cardboard, which I would not have expected. But I guess it makes sense because if these satellites are just floating in our atmosphere on giant balloons filled with helium, they got to be light. But it's crazy because I never would have expected them to have any cardboard whatsoever. But let's watch the next video.
That a team from NASA was looking for it. The parachute, it turns out, was carrying an SUV-sized piece of experimental equipment which had been blown off course. Her husband later came upon the landing site on a neighbor's property, and they were put in contact with a member of the Columbia Scientific Balloon Team, who launch, track, and recover experiments for NASA. The experiments range from cosmic ray detectors to measuring stratospheric winds and can reach heights of more than 35 kilometers. The winds, it seemed, had confusedly tossed the experiment around and sent it right into their rural county. This piece of equipment, Walter was told, is sent up to a point in the atmosphere where it can more clearly capture the cosmos, from stars to galaxies to black holes, and helps NASA determine where to launch satellites. For Walter, it was an exciting and unexpected way to help out with space exploration.
A 3-meter-long piece of space junk.
This was a really rare, somewhat exciting and special find.
Astrophysicist Brad Tucker believes it's part of the SpaceX Crew 1 mission. This, one of the fins of the trunk section under the main capsule that was jettisoned as it returned to Earth in May last year, the trunk finally plummeting to Earth last month. On July 9th, it was spotted re-entering the atmosphere with a sonic boom.
Now let's play both sides of this. If they're saying that this space debris fell a year later, then this kind of goes against the whole theory that all satellites are just on balloons, because that means that this space debris was floating in our atmosphere for a year, right? Or the other option is it really didn't float for a year and they only found it when they found it, right? And maybe it's all a lie on when that really fell or where that came from. SpaceX could be lying. But I do like to look at both sides of things, you know? Because I don't know if space is real. I don't know if we really went to the moon. And I don't know if the Earth is round or flat or spherical or pear-shaped like Neil deGrasse Tyson says. But I do know that I keep learning new things every day. And we will eventually get to the bottom of this. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Its path saw it flashing across Australia at up to 25,000 kilometres an hour before coming down near Jindabyne.
We are lucky that, no one was hurt, no sheep, no animals, nothing like that. It really could have been a lethal event.
With a second piece found by a neighbour, a third piece discovered not far away. Things like this usually burn up or hit the ocean. It's one of the biggest pieces of space junk seen since Skylab fell to Earth in WA in 1979, but becoming a regular sight as we send thousands more objects into orbit. This was debris from a Chinese rocket on the weekend. The Australian Space Agency is working to officially identify the debris.
The serial number is kind of helpful.
SpaceX is yet to confirm if it is theirs. They can either ask to have it back or finders keepers.
There's a lot of interest because of how rare it is of collectors wanting bits of it.
Paul Kadak, 7 News.
Look at this video of NASA genuinely launching a satellite into space using a helium balloon. Now, why on earth would they use helium to launch a satellite into space? Well, did you know that NASA is actually the largest consumer of helium on Earth? That's right. They use helium to launch all of their satellites into space. But according to the mainstream model, there's tens of thousands of satellites in space, with all of the Starlink satellites and everything, right? Well, why don't you see any of them during any of the spacewalks? Well, that's because the astronauts doing the spacewalks aren't in space. They're actually underwater and LARPing being in space. And every single image of a satellite, if you Google real satellite in space, is a CGI image. Because
that's true.
If they told you what satellites actually were, it would completely dismantle the globe model. because they tell you that these CGI satellites are whipping around the Earth and using its gravitational force to stay in orbit. But in reality, they are using helium because NASA understands that helium is one of the least dense elements on Earth, so it can raise all the way up to the highest levels of the atmosphere. So that's what's actually going on. They're not fighting gravity, they're using density, buoyancy, and electromagnetism. But of course, I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only, and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
What do you think? Balloons or
I'm
not?
in this post today asking if I'm
This-
related.
hey.
We clearly do not look alike.
Bro, she said we clearly do not look alike. You look just like that thing, okay? She is that thing.
We do not look alike, and I'm about to show you a side-by-side. See? It's not. You're gonna see. Alright, that's good enough. Show's over. I made my point. Thank you.
Oh my God. Yo, her life is ruined. If you haven't already got a copy of my book, Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life, an epic guide to metaphysics and manifestation, you can get that on Amazon today. Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life. If life's a game, there must be cheat codes, and that's what this book's about. I also wrote a manifestation journal. If you're interested in learning about metaphysics and really how to manifest and harness your thoughts and turn it into reality, this journal, the Epic Manifestation Journal, will help you. Both of those are available on Amazon. Go ahead and get that today. Other than that, let's jump right back into the clips. Here we go. I need to go try this. I haven't yet interacted with this on Google. All right, here's another satellite.
Why are they capping? The Raisin Bran son had a pair of sunglasses. Pikachu's tail had a black tip. Mirror, mirror on the wall, it was never magic. Massive capping, changing classics.
And whenever you guys hear this song playing, this is actually my track called Mandela Effect Madness. Go get it on Spotify. But that means that the video I'm showing had a copyright song behind it, so I couldn't play the actual music that it was playing, but there's no speaking on this. They're just showing this satellite they found in Brazil, and once again, this satellite had a giant helium balloon attached to it. But if you like this song and you like Mandela effects and conspiracies, go check this out on Spotify, iTunes. You could share it on social media. It pops up on TikTok, Instagram, all that fun stuff.
In a litter box, you could be anything that you want, anything that you want. But if you're white, well, you can't be black, cause the whites will be offended and we can't have that. Then they grab that mask and they protest in the streets. Man, hey Karen, why you caring about the way that I parent when it's apparent the way.
So now we're gonna go into the space station.
And you parrot back anything you see on NBC, cause you think if you saw it on the news that it's true, but it's not. Doesn't matter if it's CNN or it's Fox. Everything you view on the tube is produced in a room and it's made to program your thoughts.
Before we jump into these next videos, we're gonna dive into the space station and the construction of it. Now, the space station started off as one module, one piece, and I believe 4 or 5 countries added to it, right? I think it's like 19 or 20 pieces by now. Russia added to it, China added to it, India added to it, I think, Canada added to it, United States added to it. A lot of different countries added to this. My question is this. First of all, they built the space station in space. Why is there no footage of it? I have looked extensively. If you guys can find any footage, go ahead and email me at jtallyreacts@gmail.com. But I have not found any real footage. I found a lot of CGI footage, but I haven't found any actual footage of the space station being constructed. Now, with such a monumental feat, they're building a literal hotel in space. Don't you think there'd be some actual footage of it? Don't you think they would videotape something? This is the 90s, you know? We had DVDs. They could have filmed this. So the next portion of the video is going to dive into the construction of the space station a little bit and how it's kind of odd that there's no video evidence of this thing being constructed. Here we go.
Space, just enough to check things out and prepare it for the next mission. On the 10th day of the mission, there was one more EVA to finish the installation.
So it took them 37 missions to build the space station. 37 different shuttles. And guess how long it took them to build this? 98 to 2011. What's that, 13 years? Oh, wow. There's that number again. One thing NASA's good at is using numbers like 13 and 666. I will say that. It's very coincidental how many times those numbers appear in NASA information.
A satellite that had crash landed on their property, still blinking and still attached to a parachute.
Damn.
ABC News.
Yeah, a bit of sci-fi hitting home for a Michigan couple when a satellite crash landed in their backyard, and their reaction? Priceless.
Never know what's going to happen. This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard.
That's a big one. And there's the balloon. And it's crazy. I noticed they're all white too. Is that to blend in with the clouds? Because most of them are white, if not all of them. Isn't that weird?
A Navajo Tribal Council delegate shared a picture of what looks like a satellite.
Spaceship or satellite?
Sitting right behind Tully Begay's house.
So that one landed on an Indian reservation. I think this is the Brazil one again, maybe? Well, that looks like a different one. And a white balloon again. And cardboard door. Once again, cardboard. Don't tell me the space station has any cardboard on it, bro. This is just getting ridiculous. Now, the video we just watched about building the space station, he said that that compartment or a compartment just like that depressurizes the astronauts' area, right? How could anything depressurize with that? They're just clasping hooks onto that, like buttons. I'm guessing there's another door underneath, but why would they even have that? Now let's imagine him being underwater. Would the movements be the same? I was thinking about this earlier, but it doesn't really look like if they were underwater. I don't think that flap would act like that. Right? Does that flap look like it's underwater? It doesn't. The way it moves. But I will say, for this astronaut being a professional, he's having a hard time doing such a simple task. This should be second nature to them, right? I'm a train conductor, and everything I can do, I could do with my eyes closed. Every single operation I can do with my eyes closed. They should be way more advanced than me at their job, and it doesn't seem like they are. He still hasn't buttoned that thing shut.
That's why I'm suing NASA, guys, because they are giving us fake CGI cartoon
Suing
images,
NASA.
and they're saying that this is Earth from the space station.
They are.
They're claiming that, although we never see any land. Look at how fake this is. This is supposed to be the clouds covering the Earth. What the hell? This isn't even good CGI. Look at this garbage. Can you believe this? And change the soundtrack from... They play the same soundtrack for a year. They're never going to change it. It's because they're trying to brainwash us. Oh, it's so absurd.
That's a good point. It could be.
And what part of Earth is this supposed to be right now? Come on, guys. No land? Ever?
That's weird.
And if you look carefully, if we analyze this footage, all you have to do is look. This is a repetitive CGI thing. They'll take this shape right here, like this little E right here, and it'll go into a program which will spread out across this screen, and it'll go like E. Sorry about the devil horns. E, 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 E.
Before I filmed this video, I was watching a lot of the live space station footage just to see. And within the 20 minutes that I watched it, there were so many anomalies. I'm going to play it at the end of this video, but it's like 7 minutes long, so I didn't want to like throw it in the middle. But if you guys want to watch it, I'll put it at the end. A lot of anomalies. Like it would go from nighttime to daytime and then nighttime again within 15 minutes. This is supposed to be live footage. Like if I had a camera set up out in front of my house and it was the J Tally Reacts live house feed, the sun would not go down and come up within a matter of 15 minutes, right? And it wouldn't go back down again. And there were so many anomalies. Like there were a few more, but I'm going to play it at the end and I'll narrate it as well so you kind of know what I'm talking about. But lots of weird stuff going on, right?
All across the thing. Look at it. Look at it, guys. We have to sue NASA. I'll start it if you guys follow. It's not if, I'll start it. Oh, and that's it. They give us 1 second of it. Ooh, dirty workers. NASA's so evil. They are. We have to sue them immediately.
They do stitch a lot together. I don't see it in this one, but it is weird that it's all ocean. And that happened a lot too. Within the 15 minutes I was watching the video, they had interruptions every 7 minutes. There's another white balloon, and there's a satellite clear as day. For all of you non-believers, please look at the information in front of you. Something is going on, all right? Something.
Please can someone help explain how on this flight,
whoa,
the moon is below the horizon?
That's crazy.
By quite some way.
How do you explain that? He either made this with AI, that's a UFO, or it's some type of camera glitch, sun flare, I don't know. That's weird. What do you think that was?
The simple basic physics of a vacuum in space just doesn't work. If there are any scientists that actually just think about this, or physicists, the whole thing of vacuum in space is just not compatible with any kind of physics formula or physics that we can put to it. Where does the vacuum begin? Vacuum is one of the most powerful forces of nature.
They actually said the
Where
vacuum
does that vacuum begin?
62 miles above sea level. Doesn't that seem crazy? Only 62 miles above sea level? That's when the vacuum begins.
What you can't do in
Kármán
space
line,
or in a vacuum,
Kármán
what you
line,
can't do
I
in
don't know how it's
infinite
pronounced,
vacuum
but
is
like
you
Kármán.
can't propel sound, you can't have explosions, fire, propulsion, jet engines, rockets, none of this stuff. Can't do that because there's nothing to propel against. And then you start watching like SpaceX sending a rocket up into space, and the very well-trained presenter that's got all the buzzwords. She knows all the lingo and all the buzzwords. And at one stage I was watching and she says, and the rocket is about to enter the vacuum of space.
Pause. And we've seen videos on this channel to where they're showing sound in space when like a space shuttle connects to the ISS. It like makes a sound, right? We hear thrusters. On the last episode, we saw Buzz Aldrin literally say that space smelled like burnt ash. How is he smelling anything? There should be no smells. He's in a vacuum. So what's going on here? A lot of people are hating on this channel, and that's fine. I understand. You were indoctrinated. And I'm not saying one thing or another. All I'm doing is providing more data. That's what science is, data. And from the data I've collected, there's a lot of red flags. That's all I have to say. If space is a vacuum, there shouldn't be sound, there shouldn't be smell, there shouldn't be fire, right? Or am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Bring it on, trolls.
Really? And millions of people are watching this, and they believe this. You see, they just, oh, the rocket just entered the vacuum of space. Where? How did it? Where?
The car.
Please frickin' explain
we have that
that
on
to me.
episode 2. Check it out.
In scientific terms, not in BS terms. Oh, you won't understand it. No, please try me. I want to understand this. Explain to me where that vacuum begins.
62 miles above sea level.
And we start realizing that everything we've been told about the moon landing, space, is probably one of those big hoaxes. It is a tough
Someone
one to
just
swallow.
said that car is going around the sun right now. I don't know if that's real or not, but I was asking, I wonder where the car is now, and they were saying it's at the sun. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. It's all about thought-provoking clips. That's what I'm trying to produce, and I hope I did that today. If you think I did, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps out the algorithm, and I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. As always, I'm Jay Tally. This is Jay Tally Reacts. And we out.
Tally, I manifest. Want it, I see it, I got it, I get it, no question.